Think influencing others is just for the charismatic and outgoing. Think again. Today, I'm uncovering 7 proven techniques that anyone can use to boost their social influence. So let's get into it. The first step is to prioritize your listening. The challenge of listening in today's fast-paced world is that we live in a digital society that is dominated with communication that is constant. The art of truly listening has become increasingly rare. Today's fast-paced environment encourages quick responses rather than thoughtful conversations. We are often distracted by a multitude of devices buzzing with notifications, which pull our attention away from real human interactions. This constant distraction not only diminishes our ability to focus, but also lessens our capacity to engage deeply with others. The modern emphasis on broadcasting our own views via social media often prioritizes speaking over listening. And many people feel pressured to share their thoughts and experiences in real time, leading to a culture where everyone talks but few genuinely listen. This environment fosters shallow interactions rather than meaningful connections. The impact this has on connection then, it means that because there's a decline in active listening, it means that there isn't that same personal or professional relationships being built. When people feel like they're not truly listened to, it can lead to feelings of isolation and misunderstanding. And being able to listen effectively is not just about hearing the words, it's about understanding the emotions and intentions behind those words. Without this understanding, miscommunications are common, and that's when the trust erodes. And it creates like an emotional distance between individuals. Now I'm going to teach you some techniques to improve your listening skills. Do you find yourself planning what to say next instead of listening? This common habit can make you seem distracted and disengaged. Here's a simple technique to improve this. What I want you to do is I want you to start practicing mindfulness during everyday activities. For example, when washing the dishes, focus on the feel and the sound of the water hitting against your dish. When your mind starts to wander, gently bring it back. What this does is it trains your mind to stay present. You can then apply this method in conversations. So when you're amongst people, you focus intently on what the other person is saying, but when you find your mind start to drift, you gently bring the focus back. Being fully present not only makes you a better listener, but also deepens your connections. The one thing people rarely feel is fully listened to. So if you can be the type of person who is present and really listens to that other person, imagine the connection and influence you can build. The next way to build your social influence is to focus on empathy. Empathy is not just a skill, it's a bridge to deeper human connections. It allows us to understand the emotions of others, not just intellectually, but emotionally, creating a shared experience of understanding and compassion. But why do we often struggle with empathy, especially in a world that seems increasingly connected, yet paradoxically more isolated? In our fast-paced digital age, we're bombarded with constant streams of information and interactions. What this can do is it can desensitize us to the individual human experiences behind the screens. For example, when we scroll through social media, we might see a post from a friend who is struggling with a loss. Maybe they've just lost a family member or they've just lost their job. Instead of pausing and really having compassion for that, what we can often do is skim to the next post or skip to the next post because we want something more lighthearted. And the reason we seek this is because it's easier to digest, especially on social media. Developing true empathy requires us to slow down, to move beyond our own perspectives and immerse ourselves in the feelings and lives of others. If you ever feel like conversations just zip you by, here's a powerful technique for you to deepen your empathy. And it's simple. All you have to do is pause more. When we rush through conversations, we often miss the subtle emotions and undercurrents that are crucial for truly understanding someone. Pausing allows us to absorb the emotional nuances and signals that are easy to overlook. Here's how you can practice this. The first step is to listen actively. When someone is speaking, resist the urge to think about what your next response is. Instead, focus entirely on their words and emotions. Pause, before you respond. So after they finish, take a moment. This pause allows you time to consider what they've said and to really take it in, which again helps to validate their feelings and thoughts. Next, you want to reflect their emotions. So use this pause to reflect on what they've expressed. So acknowledge their emotions by saying something like, that sounds challenging, or I can see why you'd feel that way. This reflection shows deep engagement and understanding. And by incorporating more pauses in your conversations, you're not only giving yourself time to take in what you've just heard, but you're also giving off signals to the other person that you're really interested in what it is they're saying. The next thing to build social influence is to work on your body language. In a world where virtual communication often overshadows face-to-face interaction, yet in every personal encounter, our body language speaks louder than words. Today's environment, filled with fleeting digital exchanges, may neglect the profound impact of physical presence and non-verbal cues. We're often preoccupied with our devices, focusing on how we're perceived online rather than how we present ourselves in person. We're often so focused on the words we're going to say that we forget our body language is always communicating a message. And with this new digital age, it's amplified our focus on crafting the perfect caption or the ideal online persona that we neglect the importance of real life non-verbal communication skills and their ability to build genuine connections. So if you want to instantly connect in any social situation, I'm going to teach you a powerful body language technique, which is called mirroring. And here's how to do it effectively. So what is mirroring then? Mirroring involves subtly copying the body language, the gestures, and the facial expressions of the other person you're talking to. It's a non-verbal way to say, I'm with you and I understand you. So how do you mirror effectively then? The first step is to observe discreetly. Pay close attention to the posture, the movements, the gestures of the person that you're interacting with. And then what you want to do is you want to reflect subtly. Gradually start to incorporate similar gestures or postures. If they lean forward, you can lean forward. If they lean back, you can lean back. If they use hand gestures while they're talking, you can start to implement similar gestures at a similar pace. The key here is to keep it natural. It's crucial to keep mirroring natural and subtle. Overdoing it can seem insincere or even a bit creepy. The goal with mirror is to make the other person feel understood, not mimicked. The next step to building social influence is practicing the power of praise. In a digital era defined by quick judgment and relentless aspirations, the simple act of praising others can become transformative. This approach, it goes beyond mere flattery. It's about genuinely recognizing and valuing the contributions and qualities of those around us. Many of our interactions today, whether it be online or face-to-face or transient and superficial, at least that's the way it seems to me. So effective praise can increase morale, encourage continued effort, and enhance overall engagement. And by learning to express appreciation genuinely, you not only uplift others, but also position yourself as a positive influence. The secret lies in how you give praise. So here's how to do it effectively and genuinely. The first step is to be observant. Start by paying close attention to the action and qualities of those around you, whether it's a colleague's innovative solution to a problem or a friend's thoughtful gesture. Recognizing these moments is the first step. The next step is to be specific. Avoid vague compliments. So being specific, it shows that you are truly paying attention and that you value their unique contributions. The next step is to explain the impact. Enhance your praise by explaining why their action was significant. This not only makes your praise more meaningful, but also helps them to understand the positive effects of their behavior. The next step is to keep it real. Ensure that your praise is sincere, because authenticity, it resonates deeper with people. An example of this put together could be, hey Alex, I wanted to talk to you about something. I've noticed your new project management process has really stood out to me. The way you've organized tasks by priority and set up automated reminders for deadlines is impressive. This new system has significantly increased our productivity and ensured that we're always ahead of our deadlines. It's made a big difference in how smoothly our projects run. I genuinely appreciate the effort and creativity you've put into improving our workflow. So do you see the difference in that? Rather than, oh, you're doing good work, you've gone into specifics, what they've done, how it's impacted you or the team, and what specifically you appreciate about that. So be specific with all of this. If you're an introvert professional who wants to learn how to communicate with more confidence to advance in your corporate career, every Wednesday on my free newsletter, I share one specific challenging situation. Last week we did dealing with dominant personalities at work, so I'll put a link to sign up below. The next step to have more social influence is learning how to lead conversations. As an introvert, I used to struggle with leading conversations. I always felt overwhelmed in social settings, unsure of how to keep the dialogue flowing, or what to say next, or how to just build those meaningful connections. But over time, I learned that leading conversations isn't about dominating the discussions. It's about guiding it in a way that fosters engagement, encourages deeper connections, and in a way that feels authentic to you so that you're not faking it. In any social interaction, the ability to steer the conversation can significantly enhance your social influence. Conversations today can often feel superficial and rushed, so many of us fall into the trap of talking too much and not giving the other person time to speak, or we don't speak enough. We just stay quiet due to the fear of judgment. So one of the best ways to lead conversations is to commit to a mindset of learning. When we approach interactions with the intent to learn, it removes the pressure of meeting a certain standard. For example, it removes the pressure of, I need to come across as smart, or I need to show the other person I'm interested in. Along with that, it removes the pressure of, I better not speak because I don't want to sound stupid. So it removes those pressures and allows you to focus more on the other person. It's important as well to get in the habit of taking the lead more, rather than just allowing other people to start the conversation. You be the person to actively start conversations with people. How was your weekend? What are you currently working on? It can feel uncomfortable, but having more of a proactive approach can be great for building those connections. In today's fast-paced world, influencing others isn't just for the loud and outgoing. With the right techniques, anyone can boost their social influence and build stronger, more meaningful connections. If you found these tips helpful and want to continue boosting your social skills, check out my video above, how to feel more confident in any social situation. In that video, I share practical strategies to help you navigate social settings with ease. Thank you again for watching, guys. Please remember to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.